And we are live. We are live. We're live. Hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. Do. What day is it today, Troy?
Saturday.
And what's happening tonight?
X-Man in business. Woo, woo, woo.
Woo! So we are very excited. Both of us came together to do an X-Men in business class. And the way that I see it is I would love to live in a world where we could have kindness and ease and joy and lightness, joy of business with business. The founder of Access Consciousness, Gary Douglas, was like, joy in business, Rachel. And so Troy and I both adore business. We absolutely adore generating, we adore putting what we love out into the world, and we have a very different perspective about what business can be and the future of business. And so we're coming together tonight to do a class called X-Men in Business. Let's talk about X-Men maybe a little bit. You're looking forward? Ivy, yay! How does it get any better than this? And so X-Men is a whole topic on itself. So would you like to talk a little bit about that, Troy?
Yes, and X-Man are actually the people that are highly aware of other people's thought, feelings, and emotions that is around them. And actually, I'm gonna say like sensitive, but usually, like when we say like sensitive in this reality, people don't say that as an acknowledgement, going, "Oh wow, like you actually are super sensitive to this. Like how we can be kinder to you, like how we can support you with your functionality." It's more like,
Yes.
"Oh, like what is your problem? Like I don't have any, I don't hear that. Like so you shouldn't be hearing that, or that doesn't bother me. Like what is your problem that is that bothering you?" And it's always like made as a wrongness. And I get like, especially with business, it's totally like I'm looking for the word, but it's just like totally like eliminated to actually being kind. Like it's like
Yeah.
being kind to someone, acknowledging someone's being. It's unfortunately at the moment in this reality, it's mostly based on like what you have to give it to me, like what I have to get, like what I need, what I lack. And like if you can give it to me, you're valuable. If you don't give it to me, go away. Like I don't need you. You actually worth nothing. And it's just such
It
it's
just doesn't
just it doesn't work. It doesn't work,
work.
especially for X-Men. And like that's like one of the places that I made myself dynamically wrong. And I was like trying to constantly fit myself in. And I was like, oh, if I judge myself right, like if I do this differently, like if I would just be different than who I am, like I would finally make it work. But it never did. And that's why I'm so grateful for the tools of Access Consciousness and X-Men, because Access X-Men, it's not something that is, I'm gonna say, like greater than other people. It's just an acknowledgement the difference that you are is not a right way to be, it's not a wrong way to be, but it's actually acknowledgement like the difference that you are, so you can educate yourself and about your functionality, how
Yes.
you and what you need, like need from not lack, but for you to actually thrive in business. And I'm so grateful to working with you, because you actually have such a different way with being in business, and with every interaction and every engagement that you are, that allowed me to, I'm gonna say, allow me to get clear on like what is my way of doing business. And it allowed me to, I'm gonna say, like nurtures like what I knew was possible,
Mm.
and actualize that, because I knew there must be something greater, but I haven't seen anybody choosing that in daily basis. And like when I started working with you and seeing you choose differently, then I was like, oh wow, like actually I can choose something different here. I don't have to be or choose like everybody else. I don't have to go to frantic. I don't have to go to stress. I can actually relax, lower my barriers, and choose a different possibility. And for me, that was and still is extremely valuable. And I get like that's what I personally love to invite people into, that there is a different possibility with business that you can actualize in your life.
And also, I'm going to address something that you talked about, which is part of the X-Men reality, is that you're so aware. You said you made yourself wrong in business. But actually, if you look at the way this reality functions in business, you either get it right or you're wrong. So the credentials for business is judgment, you know? And so for me, that was one of the things that did not work for me. I really didn't enjoy it. There was no fun in it. And so the big thing behind this is we're looking to create a different future, which is no right, no wrong. So you say, I'm so wrong, but how much of that was the way that business has been done instead of what way it could be created in the future? How much was that wrongness, you just knowing that you weren't doing and being the way that would work for you, being and doing the way that would work for you?
Yeah. And like with the use of the tools, like just I'm gonna say like discovering, and I still am. It's like something that's like keep unraveling, and something that's keep getting greater every day. Like it's just like so beautiful at the same time, because I remember like when I was in the medical school, like there was like so many structures, like you have to be there here in this time, and I would just be aware of everybody's thought, feelings, and emotions. They were like, I don't want to be there. Like I just want to go outside. I don't want to learn
Too
this.
difficult, too hard.
It's too difficult, it's too hard. And because I didn't have the information that time, I would thought like, oh, like I don't want to go there, I don't want to be there. And sometimes actually I didn't, because my body was like, oh, I actually required to go for a walk, I require some space. And but it was like, oh, like you have to do this in this time, you have to do this in this time, you have to do this in this time. It was like all structures instead of asking questions like, oh, like, well, I can choose this in what can I choose right now, and where's my energy is required. Maybe it could be going for a walk, maybe it could require for me to like study something. But I get like what I'm trying to say is it's just like so much more easier
Sure.
right now.
Yeah. So basically, one of the things that Troy is talking about is structures. And structures are all the projections that have been put on you since you're a tadpole in your mother's belly about how you should function, what is business, what is your personality. And so in Access right now, we're talking about personalities, which is definition and confines you. And X-Men don't have personalities, but when we choose the point of view, we're better at them than most people. It's a massive capacity. And so the other thing that we'll be looking on in this call is personalities you've created to deal with business or to handle business because you decided that you couldn't be you in business. And also, we look at these structures, and for X-Men, structures destroy the beauty behind. Structures destroy the energy flow behind X-Men, that kindness, that ease, that choice. And most of us are subjected to control in regard to business instead of choice. And the thing that changed for me massively was I get to actually choose to be in business today. I don't have to. I don't have to at all. I get to choose, and I get to put my energy into the future that I would like to have. And whether that's me doing somebody's hair or cutting somebody's grass or making beautiful flowers. We have friends with many talents, artists, and friends that like create creative spaces and beautiful graphics, online, websites, whatever this is in. But one of the things that you're going to have to establish for yourself for business to work for you is it is wise to get the gift of you, and then everything can gift you. But if you haven't got, for me, I was totally functioning from the reality of judgment in regard to myself. I am wrong. I am not good enough. I don't work. That was me trying to fit into the credentials of this reality in regard to business. We're saying something different is available, that you have choice. And then if you love what you bring to the world, you will educate yourself to support that choice. And it's choice-based instead of control-based. And my favorite line from Gary Douglas, Shannon O'Hara said it again yesterday, it is wise to know that you are a gift, and then everything can gift to you. You know, do you know you are a gift? Or, like I was, are you making yourself a liability when it comes to business? You do not have to do it according to the structure. You can use the structures to your advantage, of course, and that's a different conversation. But we really invite you to a different future beyond anything you've ever conceived in regard to energetic generation of business. It's a very, your life is created on the energy that you be in every moment. Your business is created on the energy that you be in every moment. And your point of view determines the way you create your business and the way your business shows up. And this is huge, huge. This is taking full ownership of I am awareness, and my life and my business will show up exactly according to my point of view. And the good news is you can change your point of view.
Yeah, and I just want to point out, like, you don't have to have a business to attend this class. This is includes everything. Like, if you are, and the way I look at it, like, if you have a family, you are in business. Like, if you have a child, like, you're in business. Like, every engagement that you have, or maybe you do have an idea, or maybe there's like something that you enjoy doing. Like, what if that could be what you, and like, one of the things like we tend to do is dismiss the things that we make with so much ease, because we're like, oh, like, this is so easy for me, like, I cannot charge for this. And like, what if those things that you do with so much ease, with so much joy, can actually be something that do bring you revenue, or actually can actualize as a business? And there's like so many things to talk about. Like, that's why we are doing this.
Can I add one thing before we finish? When I chose that I was a gift, and I knew it was wise for me to choose that I was a gift, and then everything gifted to me. I have 3 X-Men children, and their reality went from them like not wanting to be like in the world because it was too tough, too hard. You know, as Gary says, it's like being whipped. Like, this reality is like being hit by a 2x4 on the head for X-Men, because we're energetically so soft, and this disables our energetic capacities. And what I've seen with my own kids is they are thriving when I chose to thrive. It's really interesting, you know. And my son is coaching now in Toronto, and they are all, you know, finding their way. And what we would really like to chime is, when you take up your node in the universe, then it gives other people a possibility to know that, as Troy said, I took up my note in the universe. I sang all of business comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. There are many places that I had the point of view that could not be true. And then when I sing that note in the universe, because the universe is looking to have this, then other people get to hear that song and hear that voice. Actually, I've got this. I can do this. I'm capable of bringing my energy to creating and contributing a greater world when it comes to business. And it essentially is about contribution. And contribution is when I bring my energy to something, it becomes greater. And I find that this is the massive key that turns the lock for every X-Men when they recognize that they are a gift and a contribution, because mainly the contribution has been destroyed due to control and structure. That contribution cannot be defined or confined. It is a very different way of generation.
Yeah, and if you are watching this now or in the future, and you believe that you are not a contribution, there's something dynamically wrong with you. There is some lie that you have bought or sold, and Yeah, like come check out Access Consciousness tools. Like I had the point of view there was something dynamically wrong with me, and everything that I thought is wrong with me, like when I didn't give up, didn't give in, and didn't quit, and keep choosing and exploring, and I'm gonna say change and clears all the lies that I bought, it turned out to be a superpower that
Yeah,
I had, that was that I was trying to fit into this reality, but it couldn't fit into this reality because it was something that's totally undefined and actually unexplored until that I choose it. So like what abilities and talents and contributions that you be that you haven't explored yet, and is now the
time
time.
to choose them. And the one thing about this is it's got to be chosen. You can't do the same thing and expect a different result. You've got to go willingly into the desert without a compass, into consciousness. And for me, I'm glad that I let go of a predetermined future, because the future that has shown up for me by living in question, which is the culture that we're looking to create, is living in question, choice, possibility, contribution. And the universe is willing to support you when you are clear on what you would like to have and what you would like to succeed at. The thing about it is most people aren't clear. They don't know what they want. So even if you're not clear, come on in and join us. And you may be out of this call, you may discover a talent, a capacity that you shut down as a young child, and that you can open the door to the beauty and the possibility and the catalyst for contribution and change that you truly are.
Yeah, yeah. And things like that's one of the things I love about this class is things can change so quickly. Like when you're willing to change your point of view, the
Yeah.
whole world around you changes too. So
Yeah,
come join
exactly.
us.
Come
We'll
join
be
us.
starting 6 hours from now, and we have a lot of languages translating. We have Arabic, we have Czech, we have French, we have German, we have Hungarian, we have Mandarin, Russian, Spanish, and Turkish available. So how does it get even better than that?
Yeah, and if you're out there for some reason, I can sense Portuguese. If you're out there and you require Portuguese translation, just let us know and we'll do our best to provide this information in your language so that you can be educated on your functionality, and then you can discover what works for you. And do it your way. But first, much more than this, I did it my way. For what reason would you do it anyone else's way? Go do it your way. And the universe will support that way when it's creating greater for all, benevolent capitalism, creating greater, more cattle for all, more possibilities for all. Beautiful. Mwah.
Woohoo! That is Kenny Ben.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye, one.
Bye.